Reality shows are some of the most consistent delivery mechanisms for cringe and uncomfortable moments. That's just a fact. And I've covered my fair share of them on this channel, but time and time again, the one that I always go back for moments like that is undoubtedly Deadliest Warrior. The Spike TV show from the mid-2000s where a group of guys with various backgrounds and levels of expertise come together and use their knowledge to answer questions that have been puzzling scholars for centuries. Who would win in a fight between Saddam Hussein and Pol Pot? Or vampires and zombies? Or as we'll see in today's video, Al Capone versus Jesse James. These are serious problems that require serious answers, and we'll get to the bottom of them with the help of our hosts, a biomedical engineer, a doctor, and a computer whiz that'll help collect all of the data and put it into his 2006 computer game to get the results. And of course, how can we forget the juiciest part about this show? The various warfare experts brought in each episode to rep their respective teams and, well, almost kill each other in the process.
Good luck, laddie. You're gonna need it.
So guys, let's answer the question I know you've all been asking for years. Who is gonna win? Al Capone or Jesse James?
Jesse James's weapons will be fired by one of today's most fearfully accurate gunmen. Three-time world champion gunslinger, Joey Dillon. Also weighing in for these legendary gunslingers, sharpshooter and champion rifleman, J.W. Wiseman.
Now, I think they've done this before, but I wish that they would do it for every episode. Bring in one expert that's actually an expert, not only with knowledge, but also can actually handle the weapons and combat techniques. And the other expert is just someone's dad, who got really into documentaries about this warrior in their middle age.
Capone's brutal reputation put him on the fast track to success in the underworld. By the time he was 26, his empire grossed more than $100 million.
I'm gonna say right off the bat, seems like an unfair matchup. These guys are separated by like 50 plus years, which around this time is a lot. I think if one warrior lives in an age with electricity, it should be over right before it starts. Have you seen electricity? It does a lot of things.
Johnny Lou Frado gained his knowledge of Capone operations straight from the source as the son of Midwest Mafia boss Cockeyed Louis Frado, one of Scarface Al's top lieutenants.
The first expert for Al Capone, he definitely looks the part. Oh my god, he walks the walk. The Jesse James guys walk the walk too, given they are an actual gunslinger and sharpshooter expert, but, I mean, look at this fucking guy.
The Colt Revolver, dealing death 6 rounds at a time. To test these rapid-fire killers, our experts strap on their holsters and head out to the firing range.
Now, per usual, the bulk of these episodes are weapons testing, which sounds boring, but trust me, it is not. There's plenty of fun stuff added in, like arguing and Jeff screaming countdowns.
On fire!
And first off in that testing is the experts displaying their impressive accuracy with Jesse James revolvers, and, well, he does a good job. He is a professional sharpshooter, so he does about as good as you'd think.
What do you guys think?
I think it's nothing.
And they waste no time getting to that arguing I was talking about.
Anything under half a second is a no dodge zone. So a draw of 1/4 of a second, whatever he's aiming at is getting hit.
And you think this is fast? You ought to see riding in a horse 35 miles per hour.
I could run faster.
You could run faster than that? I didn't think you could run.
Yeah, some more personal than others. Alright, nice shooting, but wait till you see what we've got. You are fat and you cannot run. Heart failure, fatty liver, weak lungs, small penis, strange-looking balls.
The pride and joy of the Jesse James game. The #1 reason why nobody could catch him. The quarter horse. They went to racetracks, the best breeders, and they stole the fastest they could get so nobody could catch him.
All right, now we've got 5 targets set up over a range of about 25 yards. Each target 5 yards from the last. You think you're gonna be able to peg all of them?
No problem.
Watch him miss every shot because he's never done this before.
Is the shooting accurate from a galloping horse?
Yeah.
Nothing on that guy.
Okay, so I wasn't incredibly far off. He only made half those shots, so not great.
2 kills out of 5 targets and 1 guy hit in the arm. Not too shabby.
So now up next to compete against Jesse James' Civil War era single-shot revolvers is a Tommy gun. Yeah, you know that same one that they used in the Second World War? That one.
The Tommy gun. A mechanized monster capable of mowing down everything in its path.
I didn't believe it at first that this was going to be the matchup. I thought that maybe I wasn't paying attention, as I often am not, and I thought that I'd maybe missed a few demonstrations, but no. These two are in the same competition right now.
But is the Tommy gun as quick a killer as Jesse James' Revolver?
But is the Tommy gun as quick as the Revolver? Probably. Most likely.
You guys think you're ready for this?
Oh, we're ready. I'm ready.
Cowboys are going back to Brokeback Mountain.
You know he had that one locked and loaded, ready to fucking go. He thought of that shit last week on the toilet, like, oh hell yeah, that's fucking money.
2, 1, fire!
Alright, you might be like me and thought, okay, whatever, he barely touched.
This by itself is an insta-kill, but look at this. He sprayed him right across the abdomen, cutting this guy in half. This guy's a dead goner.
Now, fellas, if you're like the 2 out of 3 men struggling with hair loss, Keeps has the solution. Keeps is an online subscription service that makes it easy and affordable for men to treat male pattern baldness right from the comfort of your own home. This means no more trips to the doctor's office or pharmacy. You can handle everything from home. All treatment plans are personalized to suit your needs, recommended by a licensed medical provider, and typically cost about half as much as traditional pharmacy prices. Keeps offers both FDA-approved hair loss treatment options, plus a 2-in-1 gel that combines both. And clinical studies show that Keeps treatments are 90% effective at treating hair loss and can boost hair growth by 35%. Not only are treatments delivered right to your door in discreet packaging, but they're also delivered on your schedule. You can choose to receive shipments every 3, 6, or 12 months, whenever works best for you. Or maybe you're like me and you just want to take better care of the hair you have. Keeps also offers hair thickening shampoo and conditioner. Guys, hair loss stops with Keeps. For a special offer to get started, go to keeps.com/ChrisJames or click the link in the description. That's keeps.com/ChrisJames. So go check them out. Let me know if you do. I want to thank Keeps for sponsoring, and now back to the video.
This guy's gonna die in a couple of seconds.
Now, as you guys know, my favorite host of the show is the doctor, because if not for him, how else would we know that gunshot wounds to the chest or heads falling off were fatal? And it's so funny thinking this man went to school for 8 years plus, like, I can't wait to start saving lives and making a difference in the world, and now he's just sticking his fingers in the wounds of dead pigs on Spike TV.
Great, but I can't beat a 700 round per minute Tommy like I got.
Don't just bring up speed because you saw the speed on that horse.
Well, we had speed too.
Now, if you thought the Tommy gun was maybe an unfair matchup to the Revolvers, wait until you see the next opponent. Car.
You're gonna bleed, but it's not an instant kill. This is going right here, right behind the jaw. So it's gonna shut the guy up. He's gonna fall to the ground. He will bleed to death, but it's not instant. This is gonna take at least a couple hours. And if he gets his butt up and gets to an emergency department, we could save this guy.
The doctor keeps bringing up the possibility of them being saved in surgery, like, yeah, we might be able to save him if we can get him to an operating table, as if this battle is going to be happening in 2010. Which, saying that now, it might, if we end up getting a fight between the experts before the end of this episode. You know, that'd probably make this show 10 times better if they skip the cheesy VFX simulation at the end and instead we just let these guys go at it.
Our experts are divided.
That Thompson I thought was gonna tear these targets up. It never did. I mean, I'm blown away by the ineffectiveness of it. I'm gonna grow a set of balls here, and I'm gonna give the edge to Jesse James.
I respect the expertise we saw here, but weapon for weapon, I still have to give the edge to the Thompson.
I have to give the edge to the Thompson. And I have the computer, so pretty much what I say goes.
We had 2 kills with the Revolver, and we've got a little bit more with the Tommy gun. So I would give the edge to the Tommy gun.
Look at how they cut off Jeff right as he was about to respond, like, but.
In a hard-fought battle, the Capone gang takes a deadly edge.
In a shocking turn of events, the submachine gun beats the post-Civil War era revolvers, so thank you guys for that.
Inside the Fight Club, we're moving one step closer to an all-out war.
I'm pretty sure I've made this point before on one of the 30 other videos I've made covering Deadliest Warrior, but while this show is goofy, and what they are doing is goofy, they are most definitely having a blast doing it, while also getting a check from Spike. When I was in middle school watching this, I think my only dream for my future home was just to be this place, with a bed and a fridge.
Al heard a couple of his guys were dealing with a rival gang and trying to make deals, actually. So they sat down to a nice dinner.
He let him think that he didn't know about it, and the next thing you knew, they pull out a bat and just beat him to death right there.
The Stiletto. Sharp, easy to conceal, very deadly. What I like about this knife is the noise.
Yikes.
I love Jeff looking at him like, yikes.
Can you give me a clean up and down, left, right, and then a rotation?
Looks good.
There's only one thing left to do. Give him the business.
Johnny, you ready?
I'm ready.
As they're about to test this knife, I'm just getting horrifying flashbacks to the Navy SEAL decimating that gel dummy, wondering if he's gonna do the same.
Slash it! Oh, man.
He has been wanting to do this for a while. Look at the face he makes. He loves this. A thirst for blood was born that day that an ocean could never quench.
I'm not that impressed. I mean, look, it's like a toothpick. Something I carry around my neck to clean my teeth with. We've got our own answer for that. We've got our own knife. And it ain't a toothpick, man. It ain't that little.
Jesse James carried a blade more than twice the size. The Bowie knife, an outlaw's tool for cutting meat or killing men.
Doesn't seem to be elegant or beautiful or very subtle, but it certainly gets the job done.
Yeah, I wasn't trying
Dude, blood fountain.
Well, who wants to walk around with a sword?
Well, if I was your size, I guess
Yeah.
it would be a sword.
That is the second low blow we've gotten from that guy. Like, yeah, you little prick, anything's gonna be a fucking sword with you. What the fuck? Our kids play in the same fucking t-ball team.
The Stiletto has that critical 3-inch blade that you need to get inside between the ribs to the soft, squishy parts. And it's concealable. Edge, Stiletto.
Once again, the edge goes to Al Capone. At least this time the matchup was somewhat fair. It was sharp thing versus sharp thing but different. For this next demonstration, I really have no clue what Jesse James' crew could have to rival the fucking hand grenade. I'm hoping it's some dumb shit like, yeah, our plan was to just let a horse run around inside for like 5 minutes and see what happens. Watch the window doesn't fucking break at all.
Run, get out of there!
That's destruction.
Also, I'm going to say I'm pretty sure anything with this show that involves explosives, they've already got something set up in there. I don't think they're entrusting this guy to throw a hand grenade through a window and be liable on this show for it not working out somehow.
Look at the damage it did to the bodies.
That's nothing, man. When you see what we got next, it's gonna blow you away.
That's nothing. Just wait till you see what we have up our sleeve. Dude, what the fuck are we gonna do?
The Winchester rifle, frontier-style firepower.
I mean, we've seen Capone's pineapple grenade. How is this going to stack up?
There is no definite aim with the pineapple grenade. You don't know where it's going. This, you put it where you want it.
I guess I can see the leap here, but like, one is an explosion and the other is gun. Maybe you're thinking, well, Chris, of course they're not going to have a hand grenade. It's Jesse James. Okay, maybe don't match these guys up together then.
Capone's pineapple grenade versus Jesse James' Winchester rifle. Longer range, Winchester. Greater accuracy, Winchester. More kills, Winchester.
For long-range weapons, the edge goes to the James gang.
You can disagree with me in the comments all you want. I won't read them. But this episode is the best case of them just making shit up.
Perfect for turning a hard punch into a lethal blow.
This is the great equalizer. This is what allows somebody my size to fight somebody your size.
Jeff putting those on like, hey Max, come here. No, come on, no, come here. No, real quick, come here.
To see why, Jeff uses a TechScan pressure mat to record the force of Johnny's bare-handed punch.
Hey Johnny, you ready?
I'm ready.
It was a very strategic move putting this guy in the hand-to-hand demonstrations. He may be small, as we've been rudely reminded of by the other expert, but he's got a little bit of that Joe Pesci in him. He's about to let that out again.
Smash it! Damn. Johnny, that looked like it hurt, man. We saw from the brass knuckles, they topped out at 75 PSI. We're gonna see if you can match or beat those numbers. Okay, the mat is up and armed. Joey, you ready?
I am almost ready.
Now for the Jesse James one, they're doing a pistol whip, which I wish they would have first done a control hit like they did with the brass knuckles, where the dude's just popping him on the head with his bare hand.
Oh, yeah!
Nice. Wow.
Brass knuckles maxed out at 75 PSI, 81 PSI to fracture a skull. Boom, right up to 182, bro.
Well, how much does the gun weigh? Again, we're concealing the brass knuckle.
Alright, dude, I see what you're getting at here, but this is Deadliest Warrior, okay? The simulation is going to start off with Jesse James and Al Capone sitting down to eat spaghetti. Now this one goes to Jesse James again solely based on the numbers because, yeah, I guess they're both the same thing at the end of the day. Hard thing hit head, which hit harder?
They need to hit anybody with a pistol anyway. You know, it's a pistol. Use it as a pistol.
At this point, with the demonstrations out of the way, it's pretty split down the middle, so you know what that means. It's time for the other hosts and experts to go out for drinks while Max fills out an Excel spreadsheet for the next 3 hours.
Our teams tested each gang's deadly arsenal.
Also, this part leading up to the simulation, they essentially give you a no-fat, sub-5-minute version of the entire episode. You could just watch this, pretty much, and get everything we just saw. But that would be unwise, as it would mean you don't get to see any of the bickering. And who would want that?
To prevent this deathmatch from being settled by a single bullet, this battle between four-man gangs will be run 1,000 times in a simulation program developed by Slytherin Studios.
Alright, Max, hit that button so it can do whatever it does to make this 2011 YouTube VFX channel skit happen. And it goes down like most of them do, with this one being a heist where things go south, with both of our gangs being pitted against each other. We see the various weapons throughout the episode that were displayed get used, and I get flashbacks to watching this as a kid, hoping the warrior that I selected to win the bet with my friend Noah make it out alive. And it often did not work out that way. This was usually the most frustrating night of my week. 7th grade me was stressed the fuck out.
So this is a kill. If somebody gets that type of a punch to the head, they're gonna die.
And in a shocking turn of events, Jesse James wins. I remember now that I was Team Al Capone in 2010, and I was not happy. Well, a frustrating end to say the least, but hey, at least we got to see some good old-fashioned low-blow insults from men in their 50s with a slightly more than normal obsession with gang members of the past, and I think that's something. But guys, as always, if you did like the video, don't forget to like and comment. Of course, follow me on my social medias, at Chris the James everywhere. Check out my hot merch at chrisjames.shop or on the channel in my shop tab, or down below. Again, don't forget to check out Keep's sponsor of today's video, link in the description as well. And with all that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.